Hello everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog, and today I'm going to be doing a weekly reading vlog, which is also going to be my vlog for the magical readathon. I just went on a holiday, which was like a beach vacation, and I was there for 2 weeks, and so it was full of like summer vibes, and I was reading quite a lot. I think I read maybe like 8 books or something like that, maybe even more than that now that I think about it, but none of them have fall vibes. And while you can read anything for the magical readathon that matches the prompts, I obviously want to read fall things. You know, it is September, everyone's like diving headfirst into all the autumnal things, and I want to do that too. So obviously I had all this sunshine, I read some amazing books, honestly, but I'm ready for fall. And so that's what we're going to be documenting today. You know, me basically starting my fall reading. I would have preferably done it earlier, but again, I was gone for like half of the, more than, it feels like more than half September. And so I want to go hard, do all the prompts. And honestly, I'm sure that like a lot of the books work for the prompts, and I'll count it if I, don't read anything else. And so obviously I can't possibly read everything that I want in a week, but we will try. We will read a lot. And so I don't think I said that the Magical Readathon is hosted by G from Book Roast, and it is a readathon that I absolutely love and I always try to participate in. And so it is very magical, and it's basically like magical school setting. There's a semester in the spring and then in the fall, and I did the spring a little bit and now I do the fall, and I am very excited. And so it is for the whole month of September. I don't think I actually said that. Let's talk about my potential TBRs. So I would talk about the prompts, but I'll just save that for later, and I'll mention maybe some of the books that I read even though it doesn't meet the vibes. And oh my god, the amount of times I've said vibes is concerning. I will tell you about a few books that I'm dying to read that have the perfect atmosphere for what I'm looking for. And so generally I try to read fantasy for the Magical Readathon, but since I'm just starting out with all the autumn things, I want to read some contemporary cozy vibes and also a little bit of fantasy, a nice mixture. So I have some options, and of course paranormal as well. So I didn't gather everything, but obviously I don't want the intro to be super long. Main thing I need now is to decide what I want to read first, which is difficult. But I think a strong contender is The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon. And this one, this is a fantasy romance, and I adored the first book in this series. It's literally one of my favorite books of all time. And I've been procrastinating on reading this, even though I bought it like literally when it came out, which at this point was at least last year, if not before that. And so I've just had this, and I've been always just, like pining for it, but the stars never aligned, and I think they are aligning now. So not sure it's gonna be the first one. I am a little conflicted about that, but it's definitely happening this week. Like, I need this book I need to inject this book into my veins, and I have been a little bit scared, because I'm like, what if I don't love it as much as the first one? But I literally, first of all, loved the first one so much that like, even if I love it a little less, it's still gonna be an amazing experience. And I loved it enough that I don't think there's a chance that I could dislike this, so I just need to get over myself. And I don't know, I think this has maybe like friends to lovers, which, oh my god, the first book was enemies to lovers and it was perfection, of course, but I would love to see that kind of dynamic. And so second one that is very high on the priority list as well is Better Hate Than Ever by Chloe Leese. This is a book that I've been saving for fall for ages, because I actually think I might have bought it last year in the fall, and then I just ran out of time, and then I was like, this cover just screams it. And I've been craving to read this series for months, and it's finally happening. So I feel like this could be the first read as well. And I adore Chloe Leese. She is everything to me. I love her books so much. And so yeah, there's only 3 books in this series, and I of course read the first one. This is the second one, and I have the third one, and I also obviously couldn't read it because I wanted to read it in order for once, and so this has to happen. I don't know actually anything like what it's about. I don't know if it even is set in the fall. I have no idea, but I want to read it. And the last physical book that I'll mention for now is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. This has been on my TBRs in videos and vlogs so many times, it's ridiculous. And I think I'm finally ready for this as well. I read like, let's say 50 pages of this, ages ago and I loved it, and then, you know, I was in my horrible fantasy slump and I just could not get back to it. But I finally broke out of it, or I'm in the process of breaking out of it because obviously it's still fresh and new. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think I'm ready to read fantasy again, and I'm so excited. And I feel like this one is gonna be really easy to read, but in the best way. Like, I think it's gonna be cozy, adventurous, funny, entertaining, and it's a standalone. It's not super long. It's under, like, it's 370 pages, and I feel like I need this in my life. And it feels like it will be very much right to read it in September. So I want to do that. And I will just very quickly look at my like ebooks and audiobooks for a second. I will mention Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist by Ali K. Mulford and K.L. Morrison. This one I've seen around for a while. It's definitely come out like a fall or two ago. And I have the audiobook, but I could get the ebook as well, so I'll see, you know, what my mood is. And it's supposed to be the sapphic romance and witchy and yeah, and obviously the title covers speak for themselves, and I want to read it. And it's really short. I think it's gonna be fun. Hopefully it's a new to me author, and you know, I'm excited for it, and I think it would be a great choice. I will shut up now because I feel like I've been talking for an eternity, but I will update you as we go throughout the week, and you know, it's gonna be fun, and I am excited. And so that's what's happening, and I will see you whenever I read something. Hello everyone. So it is a little while later. It is still the same day, and I don't really have a reading update, but there is something that I want to do with the prompts before I decide my next read. And so obviously I wanted to film that. Also, I did my nails. This lighting is definitely not going to show the color very accurately, but I love it. I originally was going to do something a little more red. This is like a dark purple, but it does have like it's a warm purple. I have chai here in this super cute mug. I have one that is a little more autumnal, but I needed a smaller one, and so this one also works. Was gonna start this, but since I got back from my holiday today, my emotions and my brain is a little bit all over the place, and so I really need something easy. Like, I want to watch some shows and I want to watch a movie. I want to rewatch Superman. It went on streaming like yesterday or 2 days ago, and so it's the perfect moment for me to have some comfort, have some fun, but I wanted to read a little bit, and so I thought of this, which is A Song for You and I by Kate O'Neill, and this is a graphic novel, and it is like fantasy, very cozy, kind of slow moving, I think, based on the other books by this author, and I feel like I am in the perfect mood for this today. Like, I don't think I want to read contemporary right now because I just spent 2 weeks reading contemporary summer books. But I don't know if I'm ready to just dive straight into like actual deep fantasy. And so I feel like this would be perfect. But I actually want to find a prompt before I read it, you know? I didn't describe the fact that like in this readathon, you create a character and they pick like a magical career to do, and then they have to do certain classes to be able to have that career, and those classes correspond to prompts. So I have a Star Whisperer career. So my character has a Star Whisperer career. One of the classes in my career is Spells and Incantations, and that is rolling a dice. And the book needs to be in like the page bracket. And so if I understand it correctly, you know, it's like a normal dice with 6 numbers. And obviously, you know, yes. So I found on Google like a dice roller, and so it doesn't look appealing, to be honest, but whatever, it will do the job. And so let's see what it will be, and I actually need to stop it myself, I think, so God help me. 4. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because if I say that I don't want 6, it's definitely gonna be 6. So I'm very happy it's not 6, because even though I've gotten better at like reading longer books, 600 is a little too much. Like, I have not read a 600 book in a long time, and so I'm really happy about this. 400 I think I can do. It's not gonna help me with this though, so because this is pretty short. So yeah, So that's unfortunate. However, I can use it, I'm sure, for something else. And one of them is under 250 pages. I really like this astronomy one. The first one is character with an invisible illness, then genre you don't read often, and then under 250 pages. But if I remember correctly, I don't need to do it in order as long as I do all the other classes. So that is, I think, the easiest one. I mean, I could read plenty of other things, to be honest. But I'll just stick with that. I think I've probably actually read a book under 250 pages this month so far, but whatever. I kind of want to watch Gilmore Girls. I have never actually seen it. I obviously have known about it. I probably maybe caught like a glimpse on TV at some point an eternity ago, but I've never watched it, and people talk about it all the time. People talk about it in relation to fall, and so I just think it's time to dive in. And I watched like a couple episodes. Wasn't that exciting, but I feel like it's gonna get more exciting, and it would be a nice thing to kind of have while I can read this. You know what I mean? So I might do that. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, and we'll see where, you know, what I'll have to share with you, because I have been in a very strong reading mood, but it's pure chaos. So there's a chance I'm gonna read like an ebook or an audiobook, because that is ideal in the evening. Hello everyone. So it is Tuesday. I don't look entirely presentable. I just braided my hair to have like overnight curls, and then I remembered I was gonna do this update. So I look like this. It's not really matching because it's not supposed to just be braids. It's supposed to be, you know, for the curls, but it's fine. I want the weekly vlog to feel more like, you know, we're having a sleepover, we're chatting, it's super casual, super chill, super nice, comforting, cozy vibes. And so this is fitting, you know? And yeah, so it is Tuesday, and I have a few little updates. I also have this beautiful cup here with some chamomile tea. So I definitely caught a little bit of a cold. Clearly, you know, going from like 30 degrees Celsius to 12 within a day was not exactly great for my body. So yeah, I am struggling. I'm having a very cozy, beautiful, comforting evening, and I love that. So I have a reading update, and I also have a random little thing that I want to show you. So I went to a shop to get some like instant chai. One of my besties gave me like an instant chai, and then I immediately drank that, and then I bought one again, and I loved that, but I wanted more options. And they had so many, but I chose two. And you know, I don't normally talk about this because it's, you know, random, unrelated to reading, but I mean, not entirely, because I think like hot drinks are something people talk about a lot, actually related to reading, you know, like the cozy vibes and all that. So I don't drink coffee at all. I hate it. I despise it. I also don't like matcha, and so the only option I have in terms of that is hot chocolate normally, but recently a lot more it is chai, and I am so happy about that because I needed that. I don't always want a hot chocolate, but this chai I want a lot of the time. So I have two brands. I'm gonna show you the other one another time because why not? But this one I got today is royal chai. So one of them is this one, lychee chai, which is like with cardamom, and that's the one I made today, and I loved it. And the other one is this one, which is Kashmiri pink chai. Looks amazing. My bestie was like, you know, it's obviously gonna taste different, but I am excited for that. This one is only with hot water, which is why my bestie gave it to me, because I don't always have the energy to like make it from scratch. And I also often don't have milk at home because I live alone. I don't drink a lot of it. I obviously don't want to waste it, but it, like, yeah. Yeah, so that is that. But I actually do want to talk about some reading stuff as well. So I did, in fact, get into the middle of The Song for You and I by Kay O'Neill. I wasn't even planning on necessarily updating you halfway through with this one because I don't think that I'm going to have any groundbreaking thoughts like during the process, you know. But I'm gonna talk to you about it obviously now since, you know, we're here. And so I picked it up today. I actually didn't end up reading much yesterday. I started my Superman rewatch. Didn't actually finish it because I used to be so against like leaving movies unwatched, and I think a lot of people have this feeling, or like, I don't know, like obviously if you're especially if people often watch the movies with another person, and of course like they're not just gonna stop watching it, but I watch them alone, and so I have the option and it's fine. Like I some movies are just really long, and Superman is 2 hours long and I love it so much, but I was just too tired to enjoy it halfway through, and so I'm gonna finish it today and I still have it to watch, which is amazing. So why am I talking about that? Yeah, so I don't know, I did not read much yesterday, but today I read a half of this, and so it is very cozy. I wouldn't say it has necessarily autumnal vibes, but it's like a lot about nature, and it does honestly feel quite cozy. And I, just like the last book that I read by Kay O'Neill, which was The Moth Keeper, I don't really know how to describe it because it's definitely not like, there's not a lot of plot. It's definitely not like action-packed or fast-paced or anything like that. It's kind of more like a deeper, meaningful story, and there are like, it is in like a magical world and there's stuff with that happening, but it's more about like the meaning of life and things like that. And I don't know if that makes sense, but this one is like that as well. And I am really enjoying it, and I do think I was in the perfect mood. Like I wanted something slow and comforting. And so it definitely feels like a slow story, but like in a good way. And at the same time, it is a graphic novel. And so of course it's still like fast to read, and a lot of the pages don't even have dialogue, but it feels like the world is like really well fleshed out anyways. And I do think that the one thing I actually wish was that there was a little more, not like necessarily depth to the characters, but more like I want to know them more deeply, you know? So it does deal with a lot of emotions and like it's deep in that way, but I don't necessarily know that much about their personality and details and stuff because it doesn't go super in detail about those things. So yeah, and then, you know, there's often like more like suggestions of relationships, and it's a little more like metaphorical almost. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's like what I feel right now. And yeah, so yeah, but I feel like it is really special, and it is perfect for the mood that I'm in right now. And so I will definitely be finishing it today, and I absolutely love the art style. It's not like it's not like my classic one that I would absolutely say that like is my favorite. But it's like matte pages and kind of like simple but super beautiful, and like I love the drawings, I love the illustrations of all the nature things. So nature is a very big thing in here, and I just realized I didn't actually describe the plot, but it's kind of hard to do that. So the main character is a ranger, which is someone that's supposed to like to keep balance and like health and safety when it comes to nature and people, and those two things intertwined. I'm really enjoying it, and I do not hear people talk about Kay O'Neill enough, and I feel like those books are really special. And I do actually think that even though there's not necessarily just super autumnal aesthetics, there's like autumnal vibes and feelings in there, you know? I will see you probably tomorrow because I don't know if I'm gonna have any other big updates tonight. Hello everyone, welcome to my bedroom shelves. I have not filmed in front of them in ages, and I desperately need to put this top shelf together because I have enough books to put on there, but I just have not done that. So it is Wednesday, and it is my first day of wearing an actual sweater of the season. This one isn't super thick, but I wanted like a little bit more of a turtleneck because I am, again, not feeling super good. That's unfortunate, but what I am feeling good about is reading, and I have so many things that are exciting to tell you about. So I actually I fell asleep super early yesterday because, again, I don't feel very well. So I was watching a movie, fell asleep halfway through, and then I just gave up and I went to bed. And then I actually naturally woke up a little earlier than I had to before work, and I finished A Song for You and I. And I loved this. I think I might have enjoyed this more than The Moth Keeper, but it's hard to say. Anyways, I did love this, and I don't think I have a lot of new groundbreaking thoughts to add, but I will read a little blurb here that I feel like expresses some feelings really well. So it says, expressing quiet resilience, this story lifts up nature's symbiotic relationships and the power of community. And I feel like this book is so meaningful, and I actually think it's impressive the way that, like I said, it's all very subtle. There's actually not a lot of dialogue, so a lot of the storytelling is done through like suggestions and the illustrations and just kind of like context. And you need to read between the lines, and I felt like I loved that, and it was very well done. And it also explores gender identity and just like all kinds of relationships and bonds, and it's beautiful, and I think you should absolutely read it. Like I already said, it feels really unique and cozy and comforting, and I highly recommend this. So that is this one. Then I got in the middle of an audiobook, which was Road Trip with a Rogue by Kate Bateman. So I inhaled the first half of it. I think I only literally started it this morning, and then I listened like on the way to work and as I got ready, and I love that. I honestly want to do that more. And it's super fun. So like I told you, I wanted to read a historical romance. I don't remember if I mentioned this one specifically, but I love Kate Bateman. This is her most recent release, and it is basically our heroine wants to like stop a woman from eloping, and so she like stops this carriage and stuff, and guess who's on the carriage? It is a duke who broke her heart like 5 years ago, and he instantly recognizes her, and they go on a road trip, as the title suggests. They make a deal, and it's kind of hate to love. I never know when people draw the line. I feel like some people consider hate to love or enemies to lovers like super hardcore, but some people obviously also like call it, even when I don't feel like it's that intense. So whatever. It has, obviously they have some history, but they never like actually dated or anything. He basically rejected her. And like some other stuff happened. Now they have to spend time together. And so I love the forced proximity. I really love their banter, and it's just such a quick read. It's very addicting, really lighthearted, and so love that. And I don't really know what prompt I will be using this for. Speaking of though, I need to do the genre spin. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but one of the classes, the Psionics and Divination, I have the genre spin, which is basically spinning the wheel. And G made one that was a lot of genres, and a lot of them I don't read. And while for a second I was like, maybe I could challenge myself, I will not be challenging myself, because like there's just things that I don't like, first of all. Second of all, I have a week, and I'm not going to try to force myself to read something that I don't really want to read. But I still, there's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 options, which I think is pretty good. And so let's spin the wheel and see what genre I should be reading. There we go. I don't see what that is. Historical romance! Okay, that could not be more perfect, for obvious reasons, because I'm reading this. But I also feel like it's not that satisfying to have the prompt after I picked the book, if you know what I mean. So I do actually have a pre-order of a book that I'm dying for. That is one of my most anticipated releases, and it's perfect for this, for the readathon, for fall, everything. And it's hopefully coming tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after that. And like I will lose my shit when I get the book, and I'm pretty sure it's a kind of experience where the second I have the book in my hands, I will start reading it. So it could work for that. So that is that, but it's actually not over for today. So I went to a few little shops after work, and I got 3 exciting things. So first of all, I got this like sign or whatever, which is, a happy Halloween sign. Really cute. I feel like a lot of Halloween decor is just like really over the top, and I don't necessarily like it. And I don't love all the aesthetics, but I feel like this is really cute. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but yeah, I can hang it somewhere. I haven't figured out an exact spot, because I want it to be somewhere, like I can film in front of, and I'll see it a lot of the time. So we'll see, but I'm very excited about that. And then I got 2 books. First of all, I got Wildcard by Elsie Silver, and for the past few days since I got back from my holiday, I kind of forgot about this book because I was thinking about it multiple times while I was away. I knew it was coming out while I was gone, but I forgot, and then I was like, oh my god, I can go buy it after work, and so I did that immediately. I love Elsie Silver. Her books are just incredibly addicting, and I inhaled them every single time, and oh my god, I just realized this is 441 pages. Yes, okay, so I will be reading this for the 400-page thing. I could have found something else, but again, like, I want to be realistic, and this one I can absolutely read this week for sure, and so that'll be happening. I know that this is like an age gap romance and like ex-boyfriend's dad, which isn't really tropes I like generally. I don't seek them out, but if it's written by Elsie Silver, I will be reading it. So that is that. And the second one is this one, which is called A Match Made in Hell by Charlotte Ingham. I have never heard of this. I've never heard of the author or the title, and this was a pure cover buy. I went to the bookstore, I went in their tiny romantasy section, and this was the first thing I noticed, like, and it was like on like this on the shelf, you know? So I didn't see the cover, but I took it out. I saw this. I was like, absolutely stunning. And the reason I'm saying this is, first of all, it was fate. Second of all, I was like, you know, for the like past few years, I absolutely never buy books if I don't know anything about them. And by that, I mean if someone didn't recommend it before. So it used to be if I don't hear like a booktuber recommend it, that I didn't read it, basically. Like, I needed someone to recommend it like that. Recently, it's unless I hear authors recommend it, either through blurbs or like on social media. And this one didn't have any blurbs. And I was like 1 second away from going on Goodreads to see if someone reviewed it, but I was like, you know what? I read the synopsis. It sounded amazing. It has the perfect vibes for fall, and also I'm obsessed with this cover. Both of the main characters are absolutely stunning, and are just like, I need it right now. And so I did it. And it's like honestly a little intimidating because I am just like, oh my god, like no one told me this was good. What if it's not good? But I think I need to just trust my own instincts and just jump straight in, and of course I might not like it, I don't know, but I might love it and find something that I never would have found otherwise, you know? So whatever, not really that important, but it is important to me, and you know, it's a sign for you maybe to do something out of your comfort zone and just do something exciting just because it feels right, even though it might not be something you do generally. So I am actually super excited for this, and I would pick it up like right now. It is 372 pages, so it's not even that long. I have a feeling it is a standalone adult fantasy romance, and that is everything that I've honestly been wanting. So like, I might just read it tonight. I'm gonna stop talking now. I will have some tea again, which this time I made some green tea with a lot of honey, and hopefully it cures me. And that will be all for now. So I will talk to you. Honestly, high chance I will talk to you later tonight because I feel like I might do a lot of reading. So we'll see, but either way, you'll see me very soon. It is Friday, and my camera cut me off yesterday because it died, of course. So I don't think I entirely finished telling you everything, but I read Hot for Slayer, which I did say, and I don't know what I told you exactly, but loved it. Super fun, perfect for Halloween times, and just such a quick read, you know, but it was still like developed enough, and there was angst and yearning that was really satisfying. Of course, not as satisfying and deep as like a longer book would be, but that's obvious in like what it is, you know? So I am so happy I read that. And I actually, after that, before I went to bed, I read Beautiful Nightmare by Katie Roberts. So it's like from the same collection of like short stories and novellas, and this one is even shorter. It's like 50 pages. So this one I would say obviously is not like as well developed, but it is still really fun, and I really enjoyed it as well. So we have, I don't know what it's kind of like a little bit more of a monster romance, and the main character is like a sleep paralysis demon. and she's supposed to be scary and dangerous, and this guy is just like fascinated by her and he's not scared at all, and she's like, what is this? And they of course have a romance, and so yeah, it's fun, steamy, obviously an incredibly quick read, so I would definitely recommend this one. Yeah, that being said, I have a super exciting package. I already told you about it earlier this week. It finally arrived, so I am thrilled. And let's open this. I have been desperately waiting for them to ship it because they told me it was like dispatched quite a few days ago, maybe 4 days ago, and I was just like, where is it? But it's here. Oh my god, I am so excited. So, it is beautiful, it is adorable, I'm obsessed, I can't believe it's in my hands. Ladies in Hating by Alexander Vasti, and it is pink, it is gorgeous. I am obsessed with this cover, I am in love, and I know I'm gonna be obsessed with this book. And so this is a historical romance, but I think it's supposed to be quite like gothic and definitely autumnal, and even the cover, like, of course the colors don't give fall, but the vibes give fall, you know, like there's the moon here, and it's basically like a night or evening setting, and oh my god, so I will be devouring this book, and now I'm very conflicted because I did start the Elsie Silver book a little bit yesterday, literally read like 5 pages, but I was like, yes, I need this. But I don't know. Do I need this even more? I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but either way, this book will be devoured super soon, and oh my god, like, they're adorable, and the plot sounds incredible. They are like gothic novelists, and I'm pretty sure that, they're both authors. There's some kind of like thing that one of them is looking for like the secret identity of someone, and of course it's the other main character, and then they're gonna get stuck in an eerie manor. So they're kind of like nemesis, I think. Yeah, obviously rivals, as it says. Did I say that already? I don't know. But yeah, I adore Alexander Vasti. I've loved all of her books so far. She is incredible. Her books are just so funny, lighthearted, sweet, romantic, steamy, everything I could ever want in a romance. And this is sapphic, and it is her first sapphic book, and I am just so ready. I know this is gonna be perfection, so that will be happening. So I desperately need to go eat dinner, so I think I'll talk to you for sure another time today, because I do really want to read. I unfortunately have work tomorrow, but then it's my day off. It's fine. So I definitely want to read a lot today. Tonight, and so hopefully that will be happening, and yeah, so I will go read. I don't think I have any other major update so far. Hello everyone, so it is Saturday evening, and today you are getting this angle because I am exhausted. I'm not gonna be getting up, and it is finally Saturday, which means tomorrow is my day off, and I absolutely cannot wait. So I am thrilled, and I am relaxing very hard right now. But I have some updates. So I think the last thing I told you was something along the lines of how am I supposed to decide which book to read. So can you guess what happened? I am reading both of them. So I actually started with Ladies in Hating, and the only reason why that ended up happening is basically because I could get the ebook of Wildcard, and as I went to work, I wanted to read something. And an ebook, like, even though I took this book with me, an ebook is obviously just a lot easier, and so, you know, I read some of that. It is super addicting. Anyways, but I will take it in order. So I'm obsessed with both of these books. They are both very different, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do now that I'm at home and I want to read the physical books now. But anyways, let's start with Ladies in Hating. So I am not even like halfway through or anything, but I can obviously tell you the plot and my feelings. So here I got to page 74, and it's honestly almost the exact same page in Wildcard as well. And so, yeah, I think I told you the plot a little bit before starting this, but we do have two rival novelists, and they used to know each other like a decade ago. I thought that they like had a romance, but they did not. They one of them had a crush on the other, but that was like all that happened, and then they didn't see each other all this time. And basically, Georgiana thinks that Kat is copying her books because there seems to be a lot of details that are the exact same, and like in a way that can't be a coincidence because it happens too many times. And so at first, she actually doesn't know the identity of her. I don't think that's a spoiler considering that, you know, it happens literally super early on. But yeah, at first she knows about this Lady Darling who is an author. So she wants to find her. And turns out it's Kat, who she does know in real life. And things go on from there. There's definitely gonna be more happening. I am loving their dynamic. I am sure that, like, there's already a lot of yearning in this, and I'm sure it's gonna intensify. And I'm obsessed. I absolutely cannot wait to see them fall in love. It's cozy. I'm sure it's gonna get more like gothic, spooky, as they're in the manor and everything. Because there's supposed to be a little bit of a supernatural element in there. And so I absolutely cannot wait for that, and I'm so happy. It fills me up with so much joy to read this. And then Wildcard by Elsie Silver is just like incredibly addicting, you know, and I love that so much about Elsie Silver. Literally, just as I think I actually read a few pages last night, and like if I'm about to go to sleep, obviously it's a bit harder for something to keep my attention. But I started it and I was like, oh my god, page 1, I'm hooked. You know, first chapter, I am so invested already, and I just love the way that she builds chemistry so easily. Literally in the first chapter where the two main characters meet, like I just felt such a good vibe, and I cannot wait to see how they fall in love as well. And this is basically an age gap romance. She's 27, he's 39, and it is also ex-boyfriend's dad, but in a way that is very interesting and I didn't expect. So basically, they meet at an airport at the beginning of the story, and they spend, you know, like, they're basically trapped at the airport because of a storm, and they hang out, like, nothing, like, romantic happens, basically, but they feel a very strong connection. Like, they don't kiss or anything, but, like, the chemistry is there, they're absolutely vibing, and then they give each other, you know, like, she gives him her number, and then he texts her, and she never texts back. Then, there's a, like, time jump to, like, 8 months later, and guess what? She is dating his son that he didn't know about. So he basically had him, so it happened when he was 15. That's why he's, you know, not that old. And so, yeah. So it's very interesting because basically in all the ex-boyfriend's dad books that I've read, which like isn't like some big number, but like it was multiple, I guess, they basically broke up before the beginning of the story, or like right at the beginning. So it's interesting that in here it kind of starts, but I don't think it's gonna be a big part of it. I definitely don't think there will be any cheating or anything, but there will obviously be the angst of like, this is awkward, and since he didn't know about his son for a really long time, even though like he's an adult now and everything, like he wants to build a relationship with him, and so of course dating his ex-girlfriend is not exactly gonna look good, you know? But obviously it goes deeper than that, and I am obsessed, I am invested, I'm addicted, I am loving every single second. So I actually think I will maybe continue this one first, because I am exhausted, as I think I already said. And so I feel like it would be easier for me to just, you know, devour this, and then I will be able to focus on Ladies in Hating. So yeah, but I'm obsessed. I am having the best time, and I will stop talking now. I have a movie that I want to watch. Which, you know what, I'll mention it super quickly. I know I already put I imported some of the footage, and this vlog is gonna be super long. But there's like a Hallmark, I think it's from Hallmark, movies. Basically, I don't know what to call it, but it's 3 movies, 1 story, and it's called Providence Falls, and I've seen someone mention it on TikTok as well, but I actually found it. I found it through the actress, because she was one of the main actresses in the Bold type, which is one of my favorite shows. And so I knew I would love her, you know, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm on to the last movie in that, and I'm obsessed. It feels very different from like other Hallmark movies, like deeper, and you know, there's a lot of chemistry. It's super exciting. It's angsty and it's full of yearning. And so I think it's definitely gonna be one of my favorite Hallmark movie. Like I think like a lot of people who watch Hallmark movies, I enjoy some and don't enjoy others. But this one is definitely up there, like amongst the best ones. And I know I didn't finish it yet, but like, of course it's a little dramatic, you know, and like not perfect, but it is amazing. So I would recommend that for sure, but I'll update you once I'm finished with that. But yeah, I will do that and then I'll read some more and I will talk to you tomorrow. And finally, I'll be able to do whatever I want all day. Hello everyone, so it is time for the final updates and to wrap up this video. It is unfortunately not Sunday. I was reading, of course, and I kept thinking how I needed to update you, and then I was like, shit, I forgot. But I'm gonna update you now. And I absolutely loved making this reading vlog. I need to do this more, so I will absolutely be making another weekly reading vlog, not this week, but maybe next week. And so the main thing that I did was devour Wildcard by Elsie Silver. Obsessed. I loved this so much, and I obviously, based on the like tropes and everything, I thought that this would be kind of more like taboo, drama, juicy, like, you know, slightly questionable vibes, but honestly it was actually really like surprisingly sweet and tender in some moments, and just of course emotional and steamy and all of those good things as well. But yeah, I loved this so much. I can't really decide what like my favorites are in this series, but this is definitely up there, and I just love Elsie Silver. Like I've already said, like her books are just so easy to devour in the best way, and I really needed it, so I am so happy I read this. And of course I highly recommend. I have not finished Ladies in Hating yet, but I did get to page 106, absolutely loving it. And I think, like, I don't know because I'm not very far, but I do think it will be slow burn, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. So definitely check this out if you haven't read it yet. So I think those are the main updates. I don't think, oh, I did finish, what's it called? The Road Trip with a Rogue or something like that, by Kid Bateman. I really enjoyed this. I felt like it was a little bit slow in some parts. Like near the end, it felt like, you know, in the first half was like really fast and all of that was great. And then the second half felt like it was kind of, not like a gradual progression. There were just times that I would think it was the end of the book, but it wasn't the end of the book, whatever. But overall, it was a really fun time. I love Kid Bateman and still flew through this. And so, yeah, I think that is the last thing that I finished reading. But yeah, so today it is actually October 1st. So the readathon is officially over, and I did finish a book that I'm going to talk about in another reading vlog. And so I have read quite a lot. I haven't checked the prompts, and I also just realized I didn't tell you about the books that I like read before in September, but I think I am gonna do like a recent reads video or something, so I'll talk about it in there because this vlog is definitely super long already. So I'm gonna wrap it up here because I think, I don't know, I can't remember all the things that I've read in here, so I maybe have not even read that much, but I have had so much fun making this vlog. Please let me know if you enjoy this format, because I obviously do. First of all, I haven't uploaded vlogs recently much because like I got super behind on editing and it's just been really chaotic. But normally I do kind of more like themed vlogs, and I think I want to do the weekly vlogs more. And let me know if you like it when people talk about random stuff in reading vlogs, not just books. Of course, books will always be the focus, but I like talking about other things. Speaking of those other things, the last thing I'll say, and then I'll actually finally shut up. Don't know if anyone's listening at this point, but I have finished season 1 of Peacemaker, which is like a DC TV show, and I am absolutely obsessed. I've been seeing people talk about it on Twitter and everything, but like, oh my god, it is so chaotic. It is hilarious. It has like found family vibes, morally great characters, like absolutely unhinged, but in the best way. I have not felt this invested in a show in way too long. and I am so here for it. So definitely recommend that if you know, like the things that I just said. And so that's been making me really happy, and I'm finally also writing again, and I am also reading fantasy again, which I am actually making a fantasy specific reading vlog, so stay tuned for that. It's coming very soon. And so yeah, I'm so excited for fall. I'm so excited for all of this. I'm feeling really good about life, and that feels really nice. So I hope you are doing well. And if you made it this far in the video, leave emoji down below, or you know, anything autumnal. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!